President Trump said in an interview that he believes Iran's Ayatollah Mujtaba Khomeini is damaged but probably alive in some form, which is also a pretty great description of Trump.
Khomeini was chosen by Iran's 88-member Assembly of Experts. Make that 62 members.
President Trump has not yet won the Nobel Peace Prize, but this week he did win the equally prestigious Soccer Peace Prize. At yesterday's World Cup draw, FIFA actually invented a fake peace prize in Trump's honor. And that's why the trophy shows Trump's gnarled hands dragging the entire earth into hell.
Kentucky police arrested a man after he was caught having sex with a dead deer. I know, worse, it wasn't dead when he started. Thank you.
This is fun. A Canadian woman was fined more than $25,000 for illegally importing bull semen. Meanwhile, in the U.S., bull semen is sold legally under the name White Claw. It's a weird transition. March is Women's History Month. Yeah, Women's History Month. Women's History Month, celebrating all those ladies who did that stuff. Good job, girlies. A new law has been passed in California requiring companies to have more diversity in their board of directors, which is how I forced my way onto the board of BET. BET. There's going to be some changes around here.
Actor Vin Diesel has released a dance music song called Feel Like I Do. And look, I know a lot of people are making fun of him and saying it's terrible and he should stick to acting. The CDC reported that there's a salmonella outbreak involving people who have pet bearded dragons. So if you have one at home, remember to cook them all the way through.
A seven-year-old boy in Pennsylvania set a new world record by bouncing on a pogo stick over 2,000 times in a row. Said the boy's parents, "Open the schools."
That's gross. The Tennessee Titans halted in-person workouts after 3 players tested positive for the coronavirus. Well, I guess we got to cancel the whole season and forget it ever happened, said the New York Jets. Environmentalists are warning visitors to the Canary Islands that having sex on the sand dunes is causing them to erode faster, not to mention making them super clumpy.
Oh, man. In an effort to end his long-standing feud with Dwayne Johnson, Vin Diesel posted an open letter on Instagram. Of course, for Vin Diesel, an open letter is just a C.
A charter plane service in Las Vegas is offering people rides to nowhere so they can have sex in the air. Oh, fun, said a polar bear in 60-degree weather. These are some dark jokes, man.
This will get him back. After 3 giraffes died. After 3 giraffes died at the Dallas Zoo in less than a month, officials are investigating if the deaths are connected. Some are beginning to suspect that this could be the work of notorious serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer.
An 83-year-old man has become the oldest person ever to hike the Appalachian Trail. The man dedicated the walk to his wife, who died a few miles back.
DJ Khaled, no, wait out. DJ Khaled announced a new chicken wing delivery service that will use jet skis to offer boat-side chicken service. Khaled said he came up with the idea with help from his longtime business partner, cocaine.
Orthodox Jewish leaders in New York City lashed out at a newly imposed coronavirus restriction in their neighborhoods by setting fires and burning masks. And it's a miracle because the masks burned for 8 nights.
This is worse. A new Halloween costume being sold this year is for sexy hand sanitizer, which I think is just lube.
McDonald's announced that for the first time in a decade, it's adding new items to its breakfast bakery menu, including an apple fritter, a blueberry muffin, and cinnamon rolls, all for the low, low price of one of your feet. Yeah.
It is dark. Sizzler restaurants have announced that as a result of the impact from COVID, they are filing for bankruptcy, which is probably a good idea since the Sizzler buffet is the closest thing America has to a Wuhan wet market.
Researchers in Nova Scotia have found a 50-year-old great white shark that they're calling Queen of the Ocean because he gay as hell. Pennsylvania police arrested a man who tried to rent a horse online so that he and his wife could have sex with the animal. But the man had no idea that the whole time he was actually chatting with a police horse. Thank you.
C-SPAN suspended host Steve Scully after he admitted to falsely claiming that his Twitter account was hacked. Wow, just more juicy drama from those messy bitches at C-SPAN.
According to Google, the top Halloween costume searches this year are for witch, dinosaur, and Harley Quinn. Or you can combine all three by going as Kellyanne Conway.
Oh, God. It was announced that Creed singer Scott Stapp will play Frank Sinatra in an upcoming movie. But the good news is Sammy Davis Jr. will be played by Scarlett Johansson. The weekend update on Michael Che. The Latin American wife of Pennsylvania's lieutenant governor claims that she was called a racist slur while at the grocery store. It was the worst case of racism at the grocery store since every jar of Newman's Own salsa.
Police reported that someone stole a 21-year-old ring-tailed lemur from the San Francisco Zoo. And for reference, this is what a 21-year-old ring-tailed lemur looks like.
And if you don't understand how that works, it's a lot like, and I've been waiting so long to reference this, the 2013 magic-themed heist movie, Now You See Me. It's about 4 outsider magicians who use the power of illusion to rob banks. And tonight, if we could all rally together to make Now You See Me the #1 movie on Hulu, that would be as unlikely as GameStop being the #1 stock in America.
Whatever, man.
I don't know if you saw this. Yesterday, a large section of California's famed Highway 1 collapsed into the ocean. And I hate to agree with Marjorie Taylor Greene, but I think it was Jewish space lasers.
The treasury, oh man. Popeye's Chicken announced that they're bringing back Cajun-style turkeys for Thanksgiving. It's a rare piece of good news for people who spend Thanksgiving at Popeye's.
Mattel announced plans for an Elton John-themed Barbie doll. Finally, said Ken.
Democrats in Congress have introduced legislation to raise the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour, which would finally give minimum wage workers the ability to pay rent in the year 1995. The ex-wife of singer Phil Collins has allegedly occupied their Miami mansion and hired armed guards to protect it. In the meantime, Collins is staying at a nearby studio apartment.
The NFL has announced that the Super Bowl pregame show will feature Amanda Gorman, who recited her poem, The Hill We Climb, at the inauguration. The show will also feature Rob Gronkowski reciting his poem, The Man from Nantucket.
Gross, man.
According to a new report, 2020 was one of the deadliest years for shark attacks, with 10 reported fatalities. Adorable, said bats. Today marks the start of the 3rd week of the war in Iran, which is weird because someone told me that we already won it on the first day. Usually when a team wins, they don't then stay on the field for 3 more weeks. It kind of seems like the main thing we've done so far is get rid of an 86-year-old Ayatollah Khamenei and replace him with a 56-year-old Ayatollah Khamenei.
It was reported that adult model Belle Delphine is making over $1 million a month by selling her used bathwater, which is crazy because it doesn't taste that good.
Today marks the start of the 3rd week of the war in Iran, which is weird because someone told me that we already won it on the first day. Usually when a team wins, they don't then stay on the field for 3 more weeks. It kind of seems like the main thing we've done so far is get rid of an 86-year-old Ayatollah Khamenei and replace him with a 56-year-old Ayatollah Khamenei. You know, a younger, crazier bad guy, hell-bent on revenge. We did it. Also, is it weird that I'm kind of jealous that Iran now has a leader under 80 years old? God, remember how much better our country was doing when we had a young Muslim leader? I don't know if you caught the Muslim part. McDonald's announced that for a limited time, it's bringing back its spicy chicken McNuggets and mighty hot sauce, because there's never been a better time to breathe heavily and lick your fingers. Coca-Cola has introduced a new line of coffee Cokes that they say sips like a Coke, finishes like a coffee, and feels like someone tasered your butthole.
It was revealed that Freddie, the world's tallest dog, has died. The cause of death has been listed as ceiling fan. A woman in Slovakia, shut up. A woman in Slovakia helped arrest a man robbing a gas station by performing oral sex on him until police arrived. The woman was able to stall him for that long by being terrible at it. President Trump posted a message on Truth Social reading, "Iran will have a great future. Make Iran great again," or MIGA, as in, this nigga crazy.
I wanted to do that one. The FBI has reportedly warned police departments in California that Iran could retaliate by launching drones at high-profile targets on the West Coast. The Oscars, tomorrow on ABC. Southwest Airlines has changed their policy for emotional support animals and will now only allow cats and dogs on board, while over at Spirit, everyone's given a snake. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., seen here back from his mission to the sun, said he's recovering from rotator cuff surgery on his shoulder. Well, 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 look who needs me now, said Tylenol.
A school board in New Jersey is considering a proposal to rename an elementary school after President Trump. Named Trump Elementary, home of the fighting allegations.
It was there all along. President Trump said that he will soon release the results of his MRI test from October. He just needs a little more time to write "of genius" after the word stroke. And then you'll like this. A statue has appeared on the National Mall that depicts President Trump and Jeffrey Epstein in the famous pose from Titanic. Because as they said on the Titanic, women and children first.
On Monday night, President Trump made hundreds of posts on Truth Social, including conspiracy theories, attacks on Democrats, and even a video of his cameo in Home Alone 2, which I hadn't seen in a while, and I have to say, the dialogue, it hits different now. Check it out.
Excuse me, where's Jeffrey Epstein?
Down the hall and to the left.
Thanks.
North Korean leader Kim Jong-un took his teenage daughter to a munitions factory where they test-fired pistols together. Girl dad.
The publisher of the beloved children's book, Franklin the Turtle, condemned Pete Hegseth for using the character in a post about drug boat attacks. Worse, if you zoom in, you'll see Franklin is shooting at Dora. A special election was held in Georgia to replace Marjorie Taylor Greene. The election was won by the candidate most similar to Greene, a Confederate He-Man doll. 7-Eleven is now selling the popular Japanese-style egg salad sandwich, which is just a regular egg salad sandwich with very strict parents.
Industry experts are saying that the best actor at tomorrow night's Oscars will go to either Michael B. Jordan, an actor who embodied two separate roles exploring themes of race and ancestral trauma, or Ping Pong Guy. Bud Light is releasing a carbonated eggnog-flavored drink called Seltzer Nog. If you want a preview of the taste, throw up in your mouth. In the front row, that got a couple. An etiquette expert is saying that the proper way to eat cereal is with a spoon in one hand and a fork in the other. The fork is to attack anyone that comes for me Lucky Charms.
This is so dumb.
Astronomers say that they have discovered what they are calling a dark galaxy after they got off the wrong exit in Atlanta. Mitch McConnell, seen here calmly watching an injured puppy try to cross a busy highway, said that the Senate would move forward with a vote on Trump's Supreme Court nominee, even though he denied Obama's nominee a vote in 2016. And if that makes you angry at Mitch McConnell, you're going to be really upset when you find out your anger sexually excites him. A new study finds that the best city in the country for retirees is Orlando, Florida, while the worst city for retirees is Slippery Bathtub, Wisconsin. A growing number of studies show that watching short-form videos can lead to mental cognition problems. So if you're watching this on TikTok,
Bam Adebayo of the Miami Heat scored 83 points in a game against the Wizards. Unfortunately, it was the night the Wizards started 5 Make-A-Wish kids. Today marks the 141st anniversary of the completion of the Washington Monument, which was finally finished when they cut off the foreskin.
Taco Bell's announced new additions to their menu, including Diablo-dusted chicken nuggets and Mountain Dew Baja Midnight Pie. In keeping with their new slogan, Taco Bell, Death to America.
Do you get it?
Yeah, do you get it? Kind of a thinker. Columbia Sportswear has introduced a new line of Star Wars-based rain ponchos, like the ones worn by the rebels in Return of the Jedi. Guaranteed to keep you and all women dry as hell.
That one might be real. Florida police have arrested a woman on charges that she left her 12-year-old daughter at Universal City Walk while she went to a bar. So apparently it's a crime to find that kid a father. I like that one. A new train simulator video game has launched that lets players operate a New Jersey Transit train under realistic conditions. Conditions like transporting thousands of idiots to New York to stare at a goddamn tree.
YouTube
That's the goal.
That's the goal. What's the goal? YouTube has launched a new tool that will allow reporters to flag videos that use AI to recreate their likeness, like these computer-generated reporters. I think I would know if they were using AI. My breasts look incredible.
A new study suggests that the difference in size between a person's index and ring fingers can reveal their sexual orientation. The study says if your index finger is over an inch inside of a fella, he might be gay. I didn't know that.
It's good to know.
The World Cup draw was held Friday, and Team USA will first face Paraguay. The U.S. team is heavily favored to beat Paraguay with the help of their star players, Ice. What? Head of Homeland Security Kristi Noem, seen here watching the end of Marley and Me. That's a good way to know.
Apple announced that it's adding 8 new emojis, including a treasure chest, a trombone, and me in middle school breaking my father's heart.
Kristi Noem celebrated her birthday last week at a Mexican restaurant where she enjoyed her favorite food, line-cooked spit.
Netflix announced plans for a sequel to the hit movie K-pop Demon Hunters, and they better have new songs, because if I hear a kid sing Golden one more time, I'm gonna blow my brains up, up, up. Democrats this week released pictures of Jeffrey Epstein's private island home, and honestly, it's not as nice as I remember. I think definitely the craziest detail of these photos was that there was one room with just a dentist chair in it. I don't know if you saw this, which seems very weird, but keep in mind, a lot of his girlfriends still had braces. Same Taco Bell person liked it.
The winners of the annual wife carrying contest in England was a couple from Finland, while once again, the winner of the husband carrying contest was Scarlett.
First Lady Melania Trump has unveiled the theme of this year's White House Christmas decorations: jackhammers.
Republican women are privately blaming Speaker Mike Johnson for no women being elected chairs of House committees. But Johnson claims he's just following legal precedent set in the landmark case of Bros v. Hoes.
It was announced Friday that Netflix is buying Warner Brothers Discovery for $82 billion, which explains why Netflix just raised its monthly plan to $50 million.
Officials have for the first time approved building casinos in New York City, including one in the Bronx. Because let's be honest, every visit to the Bronx is a gamble.
A Marine base in California revealed that 10 pounds of C4 explosives have gone missing from the facility. So it's either a domestic terror plot or someone's having a gender reveal party.
New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, who was the real-life model for Mo Sizlak, announced that more New Yorkers will be eligible for the COVID vaccine beginning next week. New Yorkers will have to provide documentation of their condition and answer medical questions like, "What's the matter, you?"
It was reported that after Morgan Wallen lost his recording contract when he was caught on video using the N-word, sales for his albums rose over 1,000%. Proving my long-held theory that if NBC would just let me say it, the ratings will go up.
Popeyes has introduced its first ever fish sandwich called the Cajun Flounder Sandwich. It's also the first ever fish sandwich to be made entirely of expired chicken.
Actress Gina Carano was fired from The Mandalorian after sharing controversial anti-Semitic posts on social media. Yeah, I don't know if Star Wars is the authority on what's anti-Semitic. Remember that desert junk dealer from Phantom Menace? It was reported that a 117-year-old nun in France has survived coronavirus, and she's actually starting to get insulted that God doesn't want to meet her.
Larry Flynt, the founder of Hustler magazine, has died at the age of 78. His family has asked that in lieu of flowers, you send full bushes. The makers The makers of Aunt Jemima products, which have been criticized for using racist imagery, are finally changing the name to Pearl Milling Company. Pearl Milling is the name of the white lady who owned Aunt Jemima. Whatever.
That's a crazy reaction. After customers pleaded for it online, McDonald's announced that it will bring back the fan favorite High C orange drink. But to honor Ronald McDonald, they're rebranding it as clown urine. His decision to go on a family vacation to Cancun during Texas's weather emergency was obviously a mistake, as was the tattoo he got there. Cruz initially released a statement saying he only went on vacation because his daughters made him go. And if you think it was bad to throw his daughters under the bus, Cruz would like you to know that that statement was his wife's idea. Also, I just love that after he abandoned Texas, he came back in a Texas flag mask like nothing happened. That's like Jared and Ivanka walking down Fifth Avenue.
Cruz would have returned from Mexico even sooner, but it took him like 40 minutes to get out of a hammock. This week's massive winter storm caused millions of Texans to lose power. It was the most snow seen in Texas since Michael Irvin's Super Bowl party. Many Texans are without heat and clean water after pipes froze in the extreme cold, but boy, this kind of thing would never happen in New York, said people who've never lived in the projects. You feel guilty?
Many conservatives in Texas are falsely blaming the state's power outages on renewable energy sources, while other conservatives think that the power outages are more likely the result of gay marriage. The Biden administration introduced a new immigration plan that would offer an 8-year path to citizenship for 11 million undocumented immigrants. But I don't know if that's such a great idea. I mean, have you seen the people coming in from Mexico these days?
New York State Governor Andrew Cuomo, who looks like all three Goodfellas at once, said he hopes to legalize marijuana next month. Cuomo is hoping marijuana will provide New Yorkers a safe, effective way to forget about the nursing home stuff.
After Biden's first press conference, conservatives are saying that the media is spinning everything to make Biden look good, but that's ridiculous. And I would just like to congratulate Biden on how well he breakdanced down those stairs.
Some Democrats are demanding the Senate put an end to the filibuster rule, which some call a Jim Crow relic. Also a Jim Crow relic, some senators. Virginia has become the first state in the South to abolish the death penalty. So if you'll excuse me, I've got some white women to whistle at.